whatever n might be. So Yaswanti has a no. I'll come to you, Yaswanti, but Sean, do you agree that it is going to be big O but not theta? Do you agree that the right hand side is always going to be smaller than that? And while Sean answers, Yaswanti, why do you not agree that 3n squared will not always be greater than this equation?
Because we are adding 6 also.
Ooh, perfect answer. Okay, very good. So yes, so assuming, if yes, exactly, Mohammed is correct and you are correct as well. So assuming that 100 times n is much, much larger than 6, then it does not matter, but you are adding 6 also, and that might mean a different thing. But if you think about it, let's take n as 10, right? So let's take n as 10. So I'm saying 3 times 10 times 10, that is 300, right? And I'm saying that is going to be larger than 300 minus of 100 times n, where n is 10, so 1000 plus of 6. So for the value of 10, this equation works out. So let's look at the value of 1, right? So for the value of 1, we have 3 greater than 3 minus 100 plus of 6. In that case also, we see that it is always going to be larger, right? 3 minus 100 plus 6 is always greater than 3. But if n is smaller than 1, yes, exactly. If n is smaller than 1, that is n is greater than 6 by 100, it is smaller than 6 by 100, it becomes an issue. So you are correct, but in general, always remember that we are talking about n in terms of the size of our array. So we usually look into numbers that are larger than 1 and integer values. But that was a very nice observation. Thank you. Okay. Yes, in general, yes. So similarly, we have, let's look at the next one. So we have 3n squared minus 100n plus 6, the same equation as above. And we say that it is big O of n cubed. Again, same logic applies. We know that 3n cubed will always be larger than 3n squared minus 100n plus of 6. And let's go back to Yaswanti's point for a second. Okay, so remember that we are only going to talk about the part of our equation after some number n0, after which every value of n satisfied our condition. So as you said that it could be adding 6, and as Mohammed said that it could be less than 6 by 100, we are not bothered about those small numbers. When we talk about big O of some equation, we are only bothered about after some n0 bound, that equation always holds, right? So if we look at, let's pick up an equation. So we had, let's say, x squared, and let's say we also have the number x. Okay, so we can see here that at some point here between 0 and 1, and let's also do a slightly larger equation. Now, so for all values of x less than 2.5, we see that x grows faster than x squared, where x squared is a black line. But n squared in this, n0 in this particular situation is 2.5. We are only bothered about the equation after this point. We don't care about small values of n. We are only bothered about larger values of n. Does that make sense? Yaswanti and Mohammed? Perfect. Okay. Now, when we say that 3n cubed will always be larger than 3n squared minus 100n plus 6, that is obvious, right? Because 3n cubed is an equation that grows much faster than the largest number in our equation, that is 3n squared. We also have the equation 3n squared minus 100n plus 6 not equal to big O of n. And that is true. Why is it true? It is obvious because 3n squared grows much faster than any equation n. But when we ask for these particular things, we mean that is there any constant when we can multiply with n, so c times n, such that it is more than 3n squared. there is no such constant, right? So we can multiply n with whatever number, but after some n0, it is always again going to be larger than n, right? So essentially, more or less for every c, we have c times n is less than 3n squared. So 3n squared minus 100 and blah, 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 this equation is not equal to big O of n because they don't grow on the same order, and big O of n is not the upper bound of this equation. Now, these were the upper bound conditions. Now let's talk about the lower bound conditions. So lower bound basically means that we have some constant such that our particular equation in this scenario, n squared, where we have the same equation here, n squared, some constant times n squared grows slower than our equation. And we can easily say that by saying 2n squared, where 2 is the constant. So 2n squared grows slower than 3n squared minus 100n plus of 6, right? Similarly, 3n squared minus 100 plus 6 is not the lower bound for n cubed, because we know that n cubed grows much faster than this equation, and this n cubed cannot possibly be the lower bound of this equation. On the other hand, we can say that 3n squared minus 100n plus 6 has a lower bound of n. So when we say n, we mean this linear equation, right? And we know that 3n squared has this parabolic equation. So whenever we have a parabolic equation, we know that the linear equation will grow slower than the parabolic equation. So there is some constant, in this case 1000, which grows slower than this equation. So we can say that this is a lower bound on this thing. So if you notice carefully, both big omega of n and big omega of n square are valid lower bounds for this particular equation. Okay, now comes theta. Now, whenever you have a big O and a big omega bound, whenever you have the same equation for both big O and big omega, only then can we say that big theta is satisfied. It has to be both. So in this scenario, we know that this equation is upper bounded by big O of n squared. And again, this equation is lower bounded by big omega of n squared. Then we say that this equation is bounded by big theta of n squared. On the other hand, this equation is not bounded by big theta of n cubed, because it is bounded by n cubed in the upper bound, but it is not bounded in the lower bound with big omega. Similarly, the other way around, it is not bounded by theta of n, because big O of n is not satisfied. Even though big omega of n is satisfied, big O of n is not satisfied. So this equation is not satisfied by big theta n cubed or big theta n. It is only satisfied with big theta of n squared. Any questions? That is what I mean when I say that the g of n, the equation within theta, has to be the same in order for it to be satisfied. It is same because both big omega and big O satisfy with the same equation with some constant difference. So we say that this particular equation is bounded by this constant 3.1 n squared in the upper bound and 2n squared in the lower bound. So this equation resides within this particular set of bounds. So essentially something similar to this. When the upper bound is 3.1 n squared and the lower bound is 2n squared, this equation resides within this entire set of bounds. But though they have to be the equation of the same type, right? So n squared and n squared. Does that make sense? Any questions?
Essentially we are saying that like the big O, the big omega and the theta, they are of the same complexity, just with the big O and big omega, they will be accompanied by very different constants.
Different constants, but the same exact equation.
The same equation or the same complexity.
Exactly. So that is why we said that when we say that f of n is big theta of g of n, it means that f of n has to be big O of g of n and big omega of g of n. Only then can big theta be satisfied. You are correct. Okay. So that was the basic definition of big O, big omega, and big theta. We are also going to look into little o and little omega and little theta later. But in essence, what we mean is, so let's talk about, okay, how do I explain this? So before I explain little o, let me explain big O once again. So for big O, apart from N0, so forget about N0 in your consideration. Apart from N0, we say that there is some constant C, some constant, that could be anything, some constant C. When we multiply with our equation, it is always going to grow larger than our current f of n equation. So in our case, this became 3.1. That was the only constant that above which it is going to grow, right? Grow faster than this our given equation. If we said that the constant was not 3.1, so let's say that we had this same equation, right? We had this same equation. Can we say that 2n squared is an upper bound of this equation? Yes, no? No. Anybody else? It is multiplied by equation, but forget about the big O thing now. Yes, so is one thing. So you guys agree? Okay. I'll come to you Y's in a second. Just type out yes or no. I want to check the voted answers. So what I'm asking is, essentially, is 2n squared always going to be greater than this equation? No. Okay, more or less no. Y's. Tell me a case. Okay, thank you, Matt. So tell me a case. Why do you say no? Why do you say yes? I mean, when is the case where 2n squared is going to be larger than 3n squared minus 100n plus 6? Ooh, negative numbers. Matt, we are going to come to negative numbers later, but in essence, again, as I said, we are going to consider n as size of an array, and that cannot be negative. So in general, we are going to talk about the size of the problem, and the size of the problem cannot be negative. So we are always going to consider positive numbers. Wamsi, yes, small n values, but in general, always assume that we are talking about n tends to infinity. Okay, wise, no issue. So you can type out the answer if you want. That's fine as well. Decimals, again, we are not talking about decimals in general, not any values less than 1. Essentially, again, it is the size of the problem that we're talking about. N is the size of the problem. So let's say that I'm reading a file and I'm searching a file for a particular value. That usually takes the complexity of the size of the file. We don't care about decimal values or negative values. We don't care about at all, but we are talking about the size of the value. Constants are independent of n. Yes, essentially yes, but most of you do agree that I don't think it matters because 3 is constant. Exactly. If you forget about this half of the equation, because this half of the equation is minus 100 of n plus of 6. If we say that n tends to infinity, then that means that it is basically minus whatever, infinity, I don't care. Right, so essentially we are saying 2 to the power of n squared is greater than 3 to the power of n squared. And that is not true, right? So we can't say that this particular big O notation holds. The only constant that we can multiply n squared with that guarantees that this equation will always be larger than the other equation is some constant